Hey, this is David for Big Bits, and this is the live stream for, was it Wednesday now? October 16th, 2019, and gonna be a pretty quick video tonight. Oh my goodness. I left that on there, didn't I? Whoops. That's for a video I recorded earlier. I'm just gonna let it go. But yeah. Oh well. We're gonna get going here. It's gonna be a quick video. And let's see, let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. I'm kind of embarrassed by that. That was a huge mistake. Oh well. We're going to continue on. Alright, looking at the Bitcoin chart, pretty much the same place we've been at. The 100 week is down here, still holding a support. We're still kind of in a channel. Let's see, the pitchfork isn't really the right thing for that one. Whatever, I'll just draw the lines. Anyway, you can kind of see most people who are putting out a chart right now all have a channel kind of moving for the price range, something like this. I talked about it last night. It's likely a drop down beneath that. So I mean, wow, I'm having a hard time tonight, man. Anyway, a continuation pattern makes it look like it's likely for a continuation from this pattern down below there. A lot of people are calling for 6K. There's probably going to be a lot of interest there considering that was support for so long, and it's going to be the first time retesting that area really since breaking it. And yeah, going to be interesting. I think we're coming to the point to where it's time for a move. The Bollinger Bands have tightened up again on the daily. Things are looking pretty good. Pretty good for action, that is. So we'll have to keep an eye. And as I've mentioned in the last few videos, I'm not really too concerned about the price action right now. I think long term we're probably pretty good. Let's switch it back up on the weekly chart. Kind of keep things into perspective. It's still looking good. Of course, for the 50 week to cross over the 100 week later in the year, I mean, price is really going to have to drop down here. And if you have been watching the videos before, you'll notice there is a new feature here, and that is the ribbons, and that's part of a new script that I posted. I rendered the video earlier for the scripting tutorial for how to do the ribbons. So if you're interested in that, check out the TradingView profile. The description the video should have a link to the TradingView profile, so you can get to the scripts and stuff from there. Getting quite a few likes on those now. I'm pretty happy about that, and even the one that's open source. You can see the ribbons are pretty neat. Kind of fade in with color and out, and there's a lot of good information coming in that video. Check it out, and then hopefully after that we can get started on some back testing and strategies and stuff like that through TradingView. To make them a little bit more useful than they already are. But as far as the Bitcoin price, I'm kind of expecting it to drop down myself. I personally am not even considering anything. I'm kind of actually hoping it goes down and retests 6,000, but I'm not going to hold my breath. It might not get that low. So definitely, as always, no trading advice, no financial advice here, just kind of my picture of it. I mainly focus on development, but that's kind of my thoughts here. I hope to see it go down that low because I would love to get some more there because I think 2020 is going to be a great year. I really do. And looking at the other indicators, it's looking a little iffy here on the MACD. On the daily chart, it looks like it's getting ready to turn over. My smooth RSI, which I'm trying to get that to zoom in a little bit better. Oh yeah, I forgot we can double click them there to zoom in on them. You can see the direction changed on it, and it had a double signal here. So the trend change in the smooth and the histogram now below it, those typically indicate a good sell signal, and we're already at the bottom of the range. So something for me to keep an eye on. It's another reason why I'm kind of expecting it to break out of the range down from here. As I've mentioned, the stochastic RSI as well. This is heading into the neutral zone from overbought, which means price is typically headed down. So nothing really great about it. And in the previous videos, I had mentioned to look out for a divergence on the RSI, and it did occur, and price did bounce, but it looks like it's wanting to come back down here. And you know, this line where the divergence would be isn't being hit yet, and the price is already at the bottom of the channel. So when it breaks out, I would look for a potential area here on where that divergence was before to see if that holds. And if it does, then that might be another opportunity to look at trying to find a bottom, in my opinion. Okay, let's get off of Bitcoin now. I did want to mention I did start another giveaway, $25 Ethereum giveaway. I gotta make sure I'm paying attention to the chat here, but $25 Ethereum giveaway. I've posted it. We're sharing this out. A lot of people. There's already 73 entries in here, which is pretty good. They're only worth one or two, maybe three entries each. But if you do all of them, you can check back in daily, and you can get another one for each one. I just wanted to go over a little bit of the news real quick. And one of the key things that keeps coming up here recently is that the Fed officials and the government officials are starting to look at creating a digital dollar. And, you know, the more people that start to speak about it and the more it gets put in the public eye, the more it makes you think that this is the agenda that they're pushing. Like they want to set these feelers out there to get people's opinions from the public to see what it would be like. And I'm not sure this is reaching most people. I haven't checked, mainstream news or anything to see what they're saying on the network news about it, if anything. But the crypto community seems to be in favor of it. Personally, I am, because if you have a digital dollar that's on its own sort of blockchain, then if you can get that, and you can essentially turn Coinbase or these other exchanges into a bank, you have got the ultimate on ramp into crypto. You don't have to connect to a bank. You already are your own digital bank with your own money if they do the system that way. So it'll be interesting, and it's got a lot of potential, but this is the government, so I am not holding my breath. As I've said before in previous videos, even if they do decide to do this, it will take a long time, a very long time. All right, another thing from the government, they announced that U.S. law enforcement traces Bitcoin transfers to NAB, child porn site, and the key takeaway from this is that they use Chain Analysis, which is a company that analyzes the blockchain to track where transfers were coming and going from to figure out who was involved in this. And this is something to keep in mind. If you aren't doing your taxes, you should on your crypto, and this is the perfect reason. This is for now. Hey, I got a chat there, Ken. Sorry if I hadn't noticed it yet. It's on my other screen. If you got any questions, let me know, man. But if you haven't done your taxes yet on your crypto and you're American, you definitely need to, because if law enforcement is using this and you're claiming or they find out that you haven't been claiming your crypto on your taxes, and the IRS, and they're mentioned right here, if they start looking into you, they have this tool. They're using it to track people down for illegal activity, and believe it or not paying your taxes, kind of the same thing. It's not child porn, but they don't like it. So the IRS is after it. Then it's probably going to come back around back around to you do your taxes if you're American, for sure. I would definitely recommend that. Okay. All right. Only a couple more pieces of news here. It's all about Libra, actually. So they're still expecting 100 members by launch. They've lost a lot of key members, and they just don't want to take the risk, and I don't blame them. Libra seems pretty undeterred. This is what you should expect. They obviously knew that this would be a challenge when they started the project, and losing these key members is not a good thing, and they say as much. But I don't think they'll have a problem coming up with 100 members. You don't have to be a huge company to be a partner with them. You just need to be a good one. If you look at the partners they have, I forget what they have, but they have some relatively small partners compared to Facebook and Visa and MasterCard, the ones who've already dropped out. So I don't think there's going to be any problem with them getting there. It's just who's going to take that risk. they'll get there. It's just finding the companies that are willing to take that risk with them. And I think we're going to find out a lot more later on. And one of the things I did want to mention is it's going to take them time to find those people who have the risk, and they acknowledge that it might take them a few more quarters to launch it, which is completely reasonable to expect. All right, so what I was getting at there is we're going to find out a lot more about Libra because Zuckerberg is going to testify on October 23rd at 10 a.m. I think the tone from the legislators in the hearing who are going to be part of the committee, what they ask him is going to give you a good idea of what's going on. And if you watched the other committee meeting with the SEC and Commissioner Jay Clayton, you'll know that the Democrats who were in there were very much against this. They called it, I think, scary was the word. The Republicans, I think there was a couple who were kind of like that as well, but they weren't quite as worried about it and didn't seem to have quite the agenda that the Democrats did. So keep an eye on that. And I know Andrew Yang, who's a Democratic candidate for the nominee, is very much pro crypto and wants legislation and stuff. But if his party is looking at it like that, he might not get the support in the party. So even if there are people you like and they have viewpoints in these political parties, you have to keep in mind what the party itself is pushing. There's not a lot of people who come through and force the party to change. So just something to keep an eye on. Libra will not really fan out. You know, it's very possible, but they're going to do everything they can to make it happen, I think. They've already went through a lot of trouble. They've already wasted a ton of money. I think the thing is they're willing to take on all of this risk because the potential reward is insane. They kind of want to be the Bitcoin of the internet going forward. They kind of want to replace it in a sense. They want to be able to um, power transactions over the internet with money with their stuff, and that's a very powerful thing to have. And if it costs them a few million, then it's completely worth it for them for sure. But anyways, thanks for the video. That's all tonight. Make sure you check out the giveaway. I've posted it on some social media and stuff, but thanks for checking everything out. Everyone have a good night. Thanks.